Follow the narrative. Do everything I just outlined before. Look for a fair value gap or a run below low and submit to it. You might have to do a secondary trade with less leverage if you get burned on a fair value gap entry. But that's my 2-trade rule on it. And if I lose on both, I'm done. I have to wait for the PM session, or I just simply stop for the day. That's it. Is that complicated, folks? Now, for someone that's new, now I'm not going to be unreasonable here. For someone that's new, the terms I'm tossing out here and some of the logic I'm saying, if you've been around me for a while, this might seem like, wow, this is really complicated. Just give me a fucking moving average, pal. Give me a moving average and a stochastics, man, and call it a day. This is too much PhD shit, piled high and deeper. No, this is algorithmic principles being articulated in a straightforward manner, right to the fucking point. You asked for this shit. Now you have it. What are you going to do with it? That's what I'm interested in. And then obviously you're just going to submit to the draw on liquidity based on that weekly chart. Now, there are smaller draws on liquidity in the intraday charts, and you see me referencing them all the time. Why do I do that? And why don't I do that with the weekly chart? Because that's the work you're supposed to be doing. How many trades have you seen me share? How many things have I articulated before I even put the trade on? I say, okay, here's the direction I'm looking for because I'm looking at a particular price level. I'll say, note this on your chart. So if it's above the market price when I'm tweeting that, is that bearish? Fuck no, it's not bearish. And there's people still out there thinking, well, why'd you go long? Aren't you bearish? What the fuck would I be looking to go short for if I'm pointing to something 30 fucking handles above the market price? How is that fucking bearish? That's an unrealized objective. It's below where market price is. That means I'm fucking bullish. I'm looking for a reason to go long. It might not be there yet, but I'm looking to get up there. Vice versa. If I say, here, note this on your chart, and it's below the market price, that means what? I'm bearish. I'm going to be looking for something. Looking for what? Some of this shit I just outlined here. Not limited to, but that's predominantly what I'm trying to do. Looking for a way to on-ramp and get a ride to that, okay? Or build a bridge to it. And that's what I do in the morning. Now, it took more time for me to outline it, explain it, give you different, instances where you might have to contend with certain things and certain factors and weigh out whether or not you want to do something. But by far and large, it cuts right to the meat. Trims all the fat off, all the bullshit. It goes right to what are you trying to do? And folks, let me explain this to you, okay? If you doubt what I just gave you is not fucking platinum, go back and look at every fucking move in the last 6 months. And you're going to see one of those two instances. And for the assholes to say, oh, but it didn't work here, use the alternative things I've told you and you'll get it. Period. If you lose on the day, you must consider using half of what you risked in your next trading day, whatever that trading day would be. If it's the next trading session, if it's the next trading day, if in other words, if say you were trading 10 contracts in the S&P and you lost, okay, on your first trade, then you drop down to 5 contracts on the second trade. If you lose on that, you're done for the day. You cannot take another fucking trade. I don't give a fuck about 5 trade fucking Larry down in fucking Texas, okay? You stop. You don't have the control factors that is required to stay solvent right now. You're learning. So don't be doing this. I need to do this because this guy does 5 fucking trades. He's got Trump coins. He's flipping fucking quarters. Fuck that shit. You have to limit your exposure. You have to do that now in the beginning, because if you don't, you're going to develop bad habits, or you're just going to blow your fucking account, and you're going to discourage yourself before you even give yourself a real chance to do this and succeed. But if you take 2 trades and they both lose, you took one at 10 lots, you lose. You take one at 5 lots. That's half of what you leveraged on your first trade and lost. The next trade, you're taking 5 lots. If you lose on that one, you're done for the day. If you win on that second trade, regardless of what the win is, you're done for the fucking day. You do not trade in the PM session. Done. But Michael, shit, you don't fucking trade again. You won. Leave it there. There's other trading opportunities. Stop fucking thinking that one trade idea, that one particular trading session is the be all end all. That's your fucking career. You're trying to encapsulate your entire fucking lifetime career in that one trading day. The fuck is wrong with you? Stop thinking like that. That's what every neophyte retail losing fucking prick does. I'm telling you, because I did that same shit when I was 20 years old. Stop. You have to expand your expectations beyond that right now moment. How is the decision you're about to make right now going to impact your career? Is it going to fucking end you? Are you going to invite the ending of your career in that one trading session, that one trading day? Because that's what you're really fucking doing when you break these rules. So when you break them, don't fucking cry to me. Don't you dare send me a fucking tweet saying I didn't listen, because I don't want to see it. Because I've given you reasons now how to avoid it. I've given you the logic on how to avoid it. But if you take in one trade at 10 and you lose, you take another trade at 5 contracts and you lose, you stop trading. Whenever you trade again, whether it may be the next trading day or next week, say it happens to be on a Friday, okay? My best advice is if you had a winning week, don't trade on Fridays because you'll regret it. If you lose, you're going to want to get back to what you had as an equity high for the week in such a short little period of time. And the market generally tends to get real quiet towards the end of the Friday week close. And you'll think you see shit in the charts and they won't be there. And you'll lose more. And you'll go into the weekend hating it. Because either you gave back the weekly gain or a large portion of it, and you could have been feeling good about it on the weekend saying, you know what? I didn't trade on Friday. I had a good week. Why push it? Why? Why the fuck do you need that? Because you're trying to increase your social media equity curve, and that's a fucking loser's game. Don't do that. It's about making fucking money and consistently keeping it. Fuck their opinion about you or me. Who gives a fuck? Do you think any of this shit that these people fucking say about money is changing anything? It hasn't. So don't worry about it. Don't factor any of those fucking things in. Keep your results. That's the focus. And follow the fucking rules. But whatever that next trading day is, whether it be the next trading day or the next week on a Monday, if it's been Friday, you did this 2-day or 2 losing trades in one single day. What would you trade with if you lost 10 and 5? Well, you can't do 2.5. So just do 2 contracts. And you have to trade that 2 contracts until you make 50% of what you lost when you lost on the 5 contract losing trade. Once you get back to 50% of that, now this is the highest form of what I do. You shouldn't, in the beginning, you shouldn't do this. You should recoup the full loss that you took at the 5 contract loss. And then at that point, then you can go back to trading 5 contracts. And when can you go back to 10? When you make what that losing trade was when you lost on 10 contracts. You have to be organized. You have to be diligent about keeping records of what you did, how you lost the money, and how do you build it back systematically, soberly. You're not trying to go out there and just roll the fucking dice. It's not fucking Las Vegas, folks. You got to go in here with a principled mindset, knowing that you can lose your fucking ass. Don't take stupid risks. Don't guess. If it's not obviously in the chart and if the conditions aren't ripe or the production of a result that is favorable isn't likely and more in your favor than not, you don't fucking trade. You don't do that. You simply observe. And if you don't know when that is, you haven't been studying and backtesting and tape reading long enough, because you're going to know when it's obvious for you to get in. Right now, you're all just itching to get that feeling of winning the fucking lottery like it's a scratch off. That's dumb. That's a loser's mindset. You don't do that, folks. You don't do. Traders that make money consistently, they don't fucking guess. They don't guess. We know exactly what we're fucking looking for. We're waiting for it. If it doesn't materialize, we sit still. And we don't give a fuck about Tom, Dick, and fucking Harry on social media and what they're claiming they did. Does that make sense? Has anything I've outlined here seemed overly complicated, except for the folks that don't know my terminology? Or if you're too green and have never really looked at a chart and understood the references of the weekly chart versus an intraday chart, I understand then it would go over your head. But if you spend time with the content that I've put on my YouTube channel, you come back to this video or come back to this discussion or this recording and everything I just outlined for you is a fucking pathway to the fucking bank. It's consistent, folks. What I just outlined here today, you'll get this at least 2 times a week. And you only need one. You only need one to have a career. One winning trading day. And if you stopped, that's a career. See, some of you see what I do against these people that talk shit about me. I'll put example out just every day. Boom, 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 boom. And you think that's what ICT wants me to do. No, it's not what I want you to do. I don't want you to do that. What I want you to do is find your unique model that fits you, that fits your risk appetite, how you are comfortable with trading, your frequency of trading. And then live there. Bloom where you're planted. See, there's a lot of things I'm never going to fucking teach you folks, okay? I'm not going to do it because what I've taught already has been abused. And there was other things that I was never going to teach you anyway because I'm not permitted to teach it to you. But you don't need to know those things, but I will absolutely showcase that shit in 2023. You got no idea what I'm about to fucking show. But you don't need to try to keep up with that. Just because you're my student, you don't need to do that. My interest, my whole fucking reason for doing this is I want to see you all succeed and see beyond your paychecks. I want you to have that feeling of knowing that you have something extra. Because that little bit of a help each month goes a long fucking way.